Hello, listeners of Demo to Heaven. This is AI Steven. I'm a fucking idiot and forgot to turn my microphone on in this cast. I recorded my audio on my AirPods by accident. I apologize. Thank you for everyone who has stayed with us during these trying times. This episode is a fucking banger. Thank you for the good times.
Mr. Daniel? I'm finished.
Oh, fuck. It's all pretentious fucking white people. And it was fucking, dude, it was not a great scene for me. Um, but yeah, dude, basically the gig was a wash, dude. It was a fucking wash.
Yeah, we did talk about. I don't know if we posted it yet on any of the episodes, but yeah, our friend Steven here just got done doing a fucking gig, his first gig ever,
What up?
dude. High tea, dude. Well, what the fuck? All right, so you kind of gave me some like background of what already happened. So bust it all out. As soon as you got there, what the fuck happened?
It's an area that I've never lived in. I'm not familiar with. But it's an area that I got invited to by the president of the HOA. And I can't say the area because that's too many details. But yeah, the president of the HOA wanted me to play at this pool party. They thought that I was worthy enough for their pretentious ass fucking lame ass neighborhood to hear me play guitar. So for a week I started busting out tunes. I'm practicing. I'm doing my thing. I'm like, all right, look, anything that comes in my way, I'm gonna know how to do it. But I was not taking requests. That was a big deal to me because I'm not. I just fuck that. I'm not. I wasn't. First of all, there was no agreement of payment. There was nothing of that nature.
Dude, that was wild.
The person who invited me, they're like,
She
oh,
was the first lady.
yes, she was the first. You're actually totally correct. She was the first lady of, of the HOA, and she was like, "Do you have a tip jar?" And I'm like, "I don't know why." I'm like, "What the fuck?" The way she invited
That
me,
is the move.
I was at a birthday party, and they were like, "Hey, I hear someone here can play guitar." And they're like, "Is it you, Steven?" And I said, "Yes." And they said, "Someone get a guitar out here." So then all of a sudden, a fucking guitar appeared. I'm like, "Fuck!" So then I just start fucking jamming it out. I start, making nice with all these old geezer people. I'm like, "All right, great." And she goes, "Are you for hire?" Which I assume for hire means there's a paycheck coming with it.
Right.
And there was no fucking paycheck coming with anything. So let's just say like 20 days later, right? Which is today. I get there. I come up with the amp, the guitar. I come in with my friends. And then we set up shop. People start spilling in. The margaritas start flowing. Everyone starts getting down and dirty. And it's really annoying fucking white people that are there. And God bless the whites, but holy fuck, these people sucked. Like, it's just imagine a guy, like if you've ever seen those guys with like a short sleeve button up shirt matching with his shorts, and it's like a goofy design, and he's like a ginger with an anklet. Doug, some of the worst fucking people of all time. And
Dude,
it's just
honestly,
nothing but geezers as well.
they're like like boat people kind of thing. Like, yeah, I don't know. You're
It's
kind of
straight up
describing like a
boat and like entitled young.
young folk.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, it's go time. I plug in. They give me the extension. So supposedly this lady that invited me has like a fucking assistant. So this assistant comes up to me. She goes, "Hey, what's up? My name's, let's just call her Nicole. My name is Nicole. I'm like, that's great. What the fuck? You know, she goes, if you need
Oh, the
anything,
first
just let me
groupie.
know. And I was like, oh, great, you know, and God bless her. She was very nice. She was like the actually only nice person there to me outside of my friends. And she's not going to hear this, but it was like, she was,
She
she
might,
was,
dude. We're gonna blow up.
no, she was a bit robust. You know, she was a bit
Oh,
of a bigger woman, but she was like the assistant to the fucking first lady of the president of the HOA.
dude, what the fuck kind of HOA is this? Oh, I'll have my assistant handle that. It's like, what the fuck is going on here?
Dude. So she comes up, I'm sitting there.
Grab the guitar, boy.
I definitely look out of place. You could tell that I'm not from the area. I have a
Because you're
full
not
sleeve of
white.
tattoos. I'm not white. No one has tattoos there. Not a single tattoo in fucking
Jesus
in the
Christ,
scene.
these people are lame.
I'm the only one wearing fucking pants. You know, I'm not there to swim. I'm there to fucking play a show. I mean, bid. You know what I mean? So here's
Square
the
business.
idea. He comes up and I say, thanks, that's great. Oh my God, you know, all that shit. So I set up and then I start fucking playing, you know, A minor to E minor to C to F major, the whole thing. I start making up a thing on the spot. I'm jamming. And then this lady comes up. She goes, excuse me, if you don't mind, can you turn it down just a bit? Like there's a people over here that are telling me that it's too loud. I say, what in the fuck? And I said,
Did
yeah,
you
I'll
know
turn it
this
all.
lady?
No, just a
Random
random
lady.
geezer, random geese. And I said, yeah,
Jesus.
I'll turn it all the way down. How about that? I'm like, fuck this shit. And it's
Already
humid as
putting up a
fuck,
shell.
dude. It's so hot. It's so humid. We're by the pool. The mosquitoes are getting me. I'm sweating. I have my shades on. So I just keep playing, right? And I do my thing. I start fucking kind of jamming out. No one's giving a fuck. And fair enough. Not a one
It's not a
person.
concert, to be
It's not a
fair.
concert. It's someone invited me to go play. And I assumed that there'd be some cash at the end of the road. And I said, all right, that's great. So I threw the capo on. I start playing While I'm Waiting Here by Billy Strings, which is actually a fucking tremendous song. It's not easy to play, bro. And then after I get to that tune, I put the fucking guitar down. I'm like, I'm gonna get a fucking another margarita. And right as I put the guitar down, everyone else just turned up their speaker and started playing other music.
Oh, thank God he's done.
They
Dude,
were
what
not.
the fuck?
I was like,
They were not
why did
vibing
this
with the shit.
fucking lady invite me to a place where no one wanted to hear anything? They wanted to get drunk and listen to their gay ass fucking
Jimmy Buffett
Morgan
or whatever.
Wallen or whatever the fuck they listen to. Bullshit music. What in the fuck is this?
What were
Why
they
am I
even
here?
playing? Could you like make out any songs?
Dog, probably Ariana Grande, Chaperone, and Morgan Wallen was like the big three.
Boo. Damn, dude.
Bullshit dog brain music. Um, dude, so I put that down. I put the guitar down. I go walk to my friends and they're by the margarita machine. I'm like, guys, it ain't fucking happening. They're like, oh,
Guys,
really?
it's a hit.
They're like, oh, really? Hey, I'm down to fucking leave. And I'm like, are you guys gonna leave? Let's do an escape plan. And it's tough to leave because the old lady that invited me is there, and she's like, she almost has like principal energy. Like she's kind
Mhm,
of delegating the whole thing. And oh, once she's here, you better watch out, like that whole thing.
mhm.
So they tell me
First lady.
that first lady is delegating. My friend tells me that he's like, hey, my ex girlfriend, I just saw her. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, dude, I'm not turning around right now because she's right behind me. And I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, you want to leave? Let's go back to our friend's house. He was like, all right, the escape plan is happening in 15 minutes. I'm like, okay, I have to make up an excuse to the first lady. You have to get your wife out of here, and then our friend has to meet us back there. So we all start like moving in motion and being like, okay, hey, I played 2 songs, but I gotta go. I told the lady, I was like, hey, it's urgent. My family, the whole thing. She knew I was fucking lying. She goes, really? Wow. We were relying on you because we have a microphone to use for your amplifier. I'm like, what?
Well, what? That doesn't make any sense.
She was like, yeah, we were relying on you because we have microphones. We're going to make announcements using your amp. I said,
Oh,
really?
so you were just using
You basically just invited me to play a free show, free entertainment, and use my amp to use like your microphone.
these people suck.
Bro, these people would, you know that there was no dimes, nothing coming out of that woman's pocket. Not a chance. And I was like, so then this is just all fucking. She just wanted me to go up there and be a jukebox and be like, hey, Steven, play Queen, play Eagles. And I was just not going to do that. I just don't want to do that. I'm not there to play Hotel California.
Well, you should have, because that was better
I
than
was
what the fuck
about
you was
to.
putting on.
I was about to, and I was like, you know what? I told her I was like, hey, I'm gonna go play Hotel California for you. And she was like, oh, I can't wait. And then 2 minutes later, I was like, hey, never mind, I gotta go. So I told my friend Noah, I was like, hey, we're dipping out. He goes, all right, I'm gonna get your amp, get your guitar, we're going. So he grabbed his wife, we grabbed our other friend, and then we just fucking dipped right out of there. It was tremendous. So as I'm walking to my car, the assistant that I mentioned earlier starts running out.
Running. Okay.
He goes, hey, excuse me. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, I have to leave. She goes, no, here it is. Here, I'm tipping you. And there was 3 wet 20s. 3 wet $20.
3 wet 20s.
So she had dipped herself into the pool and came out with 3 $20
God
bills.
damn.
She goes, you were great tonight. Oh my God. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to leave. I really
You were
appreciate you
great.
giving me this money.
Oh, I want to like see you again. Nah,
Dude,
that was the first groupie. I'm
you were
telling you.
definitely in love. She was like the only other Mexican there. Oh
Oh,
my
that's what it
God.
was.
Dude, there was this other fat fucking piece of shit that I was fucking standing with. And I was with my fucking 2 friends. And we were drinking these fucking strong ass margaritas that will make you lose your mind. And this guy comes up. He looked like some sort of like off brand, like soprano mobster in a white shirt. And his eyes were dark. Like his eyes were like jaundice. And I was like, what in the fuck? What is your name? He goes, hey, my name's Tony or whatever. Hey, you play guitar? And I'm like, yeah. Didn't you just fucking see me over there? And he was like, yeah. Well, my friend, he could play anything. If you go up to him, he'll play anything. Like this whole idea that you
What
can't
does it got
play
to do with me?
anything. He was basically making believe like his friend is
Better
this
than you.
virtuoso guitarist that can play anything, and you have to just really be dedicated to the craft. Like he really knows what the fuck he's talking about. And he goes, yeah, but now he's in prison, man. It's really a sad story. I'm like, dude, all right, that's great. I just
Who
turned my back
fucking
to him.
cares?
He annoyed the fuck out of me. I hate whenever people come up to me acting like they know what the fuck they're talking about with guitar, whenever they have no fucking idea. Like I played 2 songs and guess what? No one gave a fuck. And so I'm like, all right, well, there's no reason for me to be here. If I had a money obligation, obviously you got to be there. It's a paid
Yeah.
situation. I assumed that was the case and it was not the case. So this fat fucking fake Italian fuck was talking shit, and we were talking shit in front of him, and he didn't do anything. So
Y'all were
fuck
talking
him.
shit about him?
Yes, yeah, he heard everything.
Why are y'all
He was
so
doing
mean,
like
man?
this. He was doing because he was a piece of shit himself. He was just like antagonizing in terms of like being pretentious and patronizing about guitar playing, and I'm like, dude, this is not. You should not do this right here. And he was like, no, man, you have to understand, like, playing
Oh, he was
guitar is a
telling you
real
how
thing.
it was.
Yeah, and I'm like, do you play? And he was like, no, but my friend. I'm like, bro, your friend's in prison. Who gives a fuck about him? Shut the fuck up. It was so fucking annoying. Anyways, but yeah, dude, this whole scene was fucked up. It was terrible. And my friends hated it, and they're white as snow. Like, they're white as fucking, they're like, bro, these people suck dick. I'm like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yo, honestly, whenever you first told me about this gig to begin with, when you told me it was HOA, I was like, yo, this might just be lame. I don't know if I ever told you this, but dude, HOA people suck. I don't like. Fucking. I was telling my wife about the situation with you, and she was like, I told you, or I told her that, because you already told me that someone had told you to turn down your music, and I told her that, and she's like, so they just invited him to basically tell him to be quiet. I was just like, yeah, I fucking guess so. And she's like, well, that's dumb because they're HOA, so they set the rules. So it's like,
Right.
what
And
the fuck
so
were they even thinking in
that's
the first
that's what
place?
I was worried about, like noise, like situations. And I was like, okay, who am I? Who invited me? Who the fuck really invited me? And my friend goes, hey, this guy is the woman's husband who invited you. He's the president of the HOA, so you don't have to worry about noise. I said, okay. But then once you're at the function, whenever there's 40 to 50 people there, those 40 to 50 people, someone will come up to you and be like, hey, can you turn it down? We're trying to talk.
I'm here with the press. I don't need to listen to you. That's what I would
I
have said,
probably
just
I should
straight
have
up.
flexed. I should have flexed and been like, yeah, you don't
Oh,
understand.
dude,
I
I
was
know
invited.
Dave. I know Dave. I was
It
invited personally.
was a scene. It was bad. And I realized that because the week before, or I guess last Sunday, I did play for people who wanted to hear music, and it went well. And I was like, all right, well, I guess there's completely different crowds, people who do not give a fuck who you are if you're a stranger to the neighborhood. And I was a stranger to the neighborhood like last weekend as well, but I mean they were still kind of down. I don't know. It depends. It's just different
What?
crowds.
Who did you play for last week? Like, all right, so these were a bunch of honkies, right? Who did
Yeah,
you play for last week?
it was a bunch of Mexican people.
Dude, different vibes, dude. One's accepting, one's fucking wants to segregate you, dude.
These people
I'll just
wanted to
leave it
get
at
down,
that.
and then these fucking whites wanted to fucking just,
Mexicans wanted to hear Deftown.
bro. These whites were not having. And I was playing white people music too. That's what. It's fine. They don't. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but Billy Strings isn't like that's not every white person's cup of tea. That's like
You know what
a
kind
fucking
of.
a rehabilitated white man would probably
You know what
listen to
kind of
that.
tickle? This one tickled my feather. I started playing Billy Strings, and this old ass white guy, he turned around, like his head went back. He was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Yes,
SBS.
dude, yes, yes, dude."
I heard that back in Woodstock.
I was
Dude, get the
playing.
fuck out of here.
I was jamming, dude. I wish I was further away. I think I wish I was further out from the crowd and just
So were you
jamming.
like right there, right on the pool or some shit?
I was like, yeah, I was like at the top of the pool. Um, let's just say like where like a diving board would be.
Damn. That's fucking that's lame. You gotta
Yeah,
worry
it
about people
sucked.
splashing on you.
But I mean, there was no diving board, but let's just say like where it would be. There was no stage. I was just where a diving board would be. So like kind of like the top part, like the lowest end. Oh, dude. Yeah, but I'm
Fuck
so
all
glad
that.
bro, 2 songs and I said, fuck this. And then the chubby chick came out racing after me. Excuse me. I said, this money for you. I said, oh my God, thank you so much.
Thank you for the wet 20s. It's exactly what I fucking asked for. Thank you. Dude, you should have got a number.
Fuck
Dude.
no, dude.
What do you mean no?
Hell no.
Is that your VG?
What?
I said, was that your VG?
What does that mean?
Middle school? The one that harassed me?
Oh, no, no. I mean, this woman was much more pleasant. And the lady who invited me was raving and ranting about this girl. She goes, oh my God, she's the smartest girl you've ever met. I mean, you have to really meet her. She was basically trying to sell me her, like sell me on her. She was like,
You know what I hate?
yeah.
Okay, sorry.
You
I
you
don't wanna
hate
cut you
whatever
off.
that's okay. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, they see two Mexicans in a room full of whites, and they're just like, wouldn't they just be the best couple? Wouldn't they just make the most beautiful brown babies? No, this is not what it's about. What the fuck? Because when I worked at the hospital, I was in radiology and shit. That's not what my profession was, but I was like
What up, bro?
transporting, and I was in the radiology room, and there was like this elder white lady, and then there was like this elder white dude. They were both cool as shit. I got down with them. They're fucking cool. I hung out with them, talked music. That was the lady that listened to Dave Matthews as well, and I gave her the record. But regardless, bro, she's like, so there was this other lady in my department, and she was Mexican, just like me, and she was just like like pretty often she'd come up to me, and she would also come up to this other lady because me and her did talk. We were friends, and they would basically come up to us and be like, y'all would just make the cutest couple. And it's just like, why? Just because we're both brown? Get a fucking grip. That's not how this works. What? That's so stupid. That's so annoying. Like,
It's fucking terrible.
that's so dumb. All right, I don't know. I don't know if that's what you were about to say, but
Essentially, yeah.
yeah, it's like
I agree. I mean, but I think in general, whenever I see someone trying to set me up with someone, I'm like, dude, just
yeah, it
don't.
automatically just fucking gives me like the all right. Well, let me just try
I
to
know
avoid
what's
this whole
happening.
situation.
Women cannot be wingmen. It's just not a thing. Like, there's not one girl that will convince me to date their friend. It's just not, it's obviously it didn't work with this fucking situation. So like, it's never worked anyways, but this was even more egregious because I'm there to fucking play guitar. And then
So
obviously this lady comes up, she's older than fuck. She goes, my assistant, she's really amazing. She's one of the smart, she was in corporate for a long
she's the
time. I
brownest
know,
lady I know.
I know that you work in the corporate area and she's the smartest. Look, she's going to take over this HOA at a point in time. I'm like, bro, fuck the fuck off. Like,
Fuck.
just shut the fuck up.
Hey,
Fucking,
you should have got that fucking HOA sniz, dude. What was you doing? You would have been in one of them houses. You would have been one of the
bro.
guys like. You would have been that fat guy, be like, "Well, I have a friend who fucking he's in jail, but he knows all about upholstery or whatever the fuck someone's there for." Oh, he's a stand-up comedian, but he's in prison. It's a sad story. No one cares.
That fucking fat guy annoyed the fuck out of me, dude. Bro, he was telling my friend about how like his daughter owns like an F-250. I was like, yeah, whoop de fucking do, bro. Who gives a fucking shit?
Yeah, honestly, these rich folks. I'm not even gonna say white. I'm just gonna say these rich folk
This
bring
guy
up
was not white. He was like some sort of brown. I
fake
can't tell you
Italian.
what. Yeah, fake Italian.
But yeah, I don't know. Just
He's a
there's a
fake
lot
one.
of just okay. Well, throughout the whole rich thing, then there's just some people who like want to make conversation, and sometimes people are just so smug. They just bring up like the most like unrelated thing ever, as long as like it's somewhat makes them look good. If that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like
It's
my
such a
daughter owns a
shitty thing.
250. What does that have to do with you? What does it have to do with me or this conversation? We weren't talking about trucks. We weren't talking about 250s.
We weren't talking
You
about it at
fucking look like you weigh 250 plus. All right,
all.
just fucking slow your roll, bub.
Dog, this guy, he started bragging about. He started bragging about everyone else. Like his nephew has a bike, like a fucking badass, whatever Harley. My daughter owns a 250. We have a 250 in our front yard. I don't know if you know. I was like, dude, just shut the fuck up. And we moved away from the idiot because no one wanted to talk to the guy. So that's why he navigated to the youngest crowd in the fucking at the pool.
That's a weird thing to do. Just go to the youngest group of people.
Yeah, he's probably a fucking. I wouldn't. Never mind.
Not bad.
No. Anyways,
Not
it was
bad.
it was really a scene, and we dipped out and we went back to our friend's house and had a great time. Started talking about
Wait, hold on.
yeah.
I want to bring it back to that fucking guy. You said that y'all roasted him. What did y'all say?
Well, we didn't roast him. We were not like shitting on him to his face.
I mean, you said he could hear. Like, what were y'all
Oh,
saying?
we did. So he definitely could hear. Um, he was basically 3 feet in front of us, like at the fucking little snack area with like the club sandwiches and shit like that. And I was like, yeah, this fucking guy wants to talk about his F-250. I was just basically being like, this guy is just talking shit about nonsense. He looks like a fucking fake Italian mobster. And he was just he was lingering around. And I was like, bro,
Lingerer.
I don't really give a fuck. And the margaritas it's a bad decision maker once you start drinking those. All they do is put the slush with the sugar and then just pour a gallon of fucking tequila in it. So I'm two
Is that why
sheets
you
to
was
the
being
wind.
feisty?
I
Huh?
was fight. Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. And then my friend was like, "Hey, simmer down." I was like, "No, dude, fuck that." And then the guy just started walking away. He like walked forward. I'm like, he heard everything that we just said right now. I was like, I don't give a fuck about this idiot, dude. I'm never gonna see these people again.
That's like a
Fuck them.
that brings out fucking female tendencies, bro.
But I think that's a fucking female tendency of him just
True.
bragging about
All
his
right.
fucking nonsensical bullshit. Well, while we were just chill, we were all
That's
just
just a dumb
standing.
people thing.
We were just standing in a well, women are dumb, but we were just all standing in a circle,
Amen.
and he butted his way into our conversation. We're like, "Hey, well, what's your name? I guess now we have to talk to you."
True.
Fucking idiot, fuck.
How else you make friends, man? Come on. Y'all went back to the house, and what the fuck happened from there?
Just beers and conversation about um our so how are gay people like actually formed? Or is it nurture? Is it nature? Are they born? My friends are very Christian, without saying
Oh
names.
shit.
Without saying it, they're very Christian, so they don't believe that gay people are just born. Like they believe that it's caused by some sort of trauma in their life.
The 5G towers.
And I was like, okay, well,
Wait, hold on. So you had a gay, or not a gay? You had your friend there. What was he saying? He couldn't describe as to why he thought like they just came about.
oh,
Like,
I
what
have
was his reasoning?
my two friends there were saying, so we're at this point, we're in the backyard. We're away from the pretentious pool fucking bullshit. But nonetheless, this friend group is very religious and like conservative area. And I'm not gonna shit on them. Like I was
Never
there with
ever.
them, kind of talking to them, and I was trying to understand where they were coming from. But
Mm.
their whole idea was they do not believe that gay people are just born gay. It's caused from some sort of outside sources, whether it's trauma, influence, parenting, media, things like that. They put up the scenario of like if there's 1,000 people that are just put into like a bubble, let's just say like the Truman Show, where it's just 1,000 people with no media, no outside influences of gay or anything like that, then there would be those 1,000 people would not have a gay person. I swear to God, that's what they said. I swear to God. So what do you
Okay, well,
think
hold
about
on.
that?
What are the percentages of gay people right now? Like, okay, so maybe you could pull
No,
this up on Google. I can't. I don't want to pull it up on my phone because I'm afraid it will close out the
no,
app.
I'll pull it up if you want me to.
Okay, so like I don't think it
In
is one in
America,
every 1,000 people. Yeah, let's do America. Let's do America
okay,
because it's the
percentage
only
of gays
fucking
in
country that
America.
matters. We're probably the gayest country too, huh?
Absolutely. 7.6 in 2023.
So
Percentage.
7% of people are gay.
Well, closer to 8, but yeah, 7.6%.
So they're
They
saying,
identify as LGBT.
okay, so okay, we'll say 8%. So that means if you get 1,000 people based off of these numbers, it'll 80 people will be gay out of the 1,000. Am I right?
Sure. I mean, look, I was disagreeing. I think that some people are just born gay.
Well, I don't know. It's also an interesting thing because okay, so what is the gay rate for fucking? Let's use who's Africa. Let's do Africa. They don't have much technology
That's
there, right?
insane that you chose that country or that continent because we were using Africa as an example as well.
Well, that's why did y'all use it? The reason why I did is because like I would imagine they're the least or one of the least technologically advanced countries. So that would be like
Yeah,
that
we
would
used
help
it for
their
the same reason.
same reason. Okay, I don't even think that's true. I've heard that a bunch of like of those lies that Africa doesn't have water, Africa doesn't have technology, like all that's
Oh,
kind of just cap.
it's a big ass continent. It's not just a
It's
country.
true. Yeah, my bad, my
There's rich
bad.
parts of it, but yes, essentially there are parts of Africa that are extremely impoverished. Just like I mean, many parts of I'm assuming different parts of the world, not
Yeah.
America, because we're the fucking best, dude. What the fuck is that?
Oh, we got a lot of homeless though. Like if
Yeah,
you're
but
just in
they
Africa and you're poor, you probably just live off the land and you're kind of chilling. Versus here, it's like kind of stressful to be homeless, I'd imagine. But then again, you don't have to deal with like tigers and lions and shit. I don't know. Fucking, I guess. Which would you rather deal with, the gays
I
or the
got
lions?
the tigers, the lions, and bears. Oh, dude. Anyways, let's get back to the fucking main point, dude. Do you believe fucking gay people are just born gay?
That's interesting. That's interesting.
These guys came from it from like a biblical standpoint. They're like, no, I don't believe that that's the situation because the creator would not make you gay. I think it has to do with the father, like your own father. If he raised you right, then no, you're not going to be, you should not be gay. If he raised you right, I was like, oh, fuck, that doesn't, there's so many variables. Like socially,
Well, that
that
doesn't
doesn't
even make
really
any.
make sense.
So
Yeah.
does that mean that they believe God makes mistakes because there are gay people now? Well, but then again, they could say, well, that's free will. Well, I don't know. But
Well, they
I
were
think
saying
there
free
definitely.
will and they were also saying outside influence, like being diddled or like maybe your parents convince you to be gay in some sort of way or like
Yeah.
media makes you gay.
See, but that's the thing. Like, that's why it's interesting. Okay, let's just do a normal other country. Let's just do another. Do fucking
A
London.
normal other
Uh,
country. How fucking, you know,
see,
London's a city.
yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Uh, what's the gay percentage for them? Because they have internet. They have all that. God damn it, I sound retarded.
Yeah, this is not great, dude.
Well, I just want to see if because I think we are the gayest country, right? But I want to
What
know how
is
big
the
of a
gayest country?
discrepancy is.
Let's see. What is the gayest country in the world?
It has to be U.S.
It's not okay. So this is what AI says. It's not appropriate to label a country as the gayest because sexual orientation is a personal attribute,
That's a
not a
gay ass
national
answer.
trait.
That's a gay ass answer, though.
Yo, fuck AI, dude.
Dude, I didn't know your AI was politically correct. Dude, fuck all that. Dude, just tell us. It's
Clip it. This is the fucking clip, dude.
all right. Hold on. Okay, so what's the fucking answer? I don't want to hear no fucking PC fucking. Well, actually, it's not nice to say that, dude. What is it? What is it? God damn.
Man, it's tough. Hold on. Let me try to find. Dude. All right.
All right, sorry. Not bad. I tell you what, dude. Come on, get yourself
All
together.
right. All right. Hold on now.
The
I'm
margarita's
trying.
got me spilling.
I'm looking at.
I'm looking at the metrics.
I'm looking
All
at.
right. We might have to pause this, dude. There's too much left. All right. Come on now. It's game time, baby. Whatever country
Oh,
fucking
all right.
it came out of.
Oh
All
man.
right, go ahead.
Wait, can you still hear me?
Absolutely.
Fuck, man. My mute button is not working.
Oh, you probably didn't fucking press it right, dude. Yeah.
I'm pressing it. It's just not working. Fuck. Fucking
Fucking
shit.
$100 mic. Waste some fucking money. All right, sorry.
All right. All right. It's enough, dude. Come on. We got to get back to it.
All right, come on. All right. So what is the gayest country? Jesus Christ. I don't want to hear no AI answer. You can't Google nothing without getting an AI answer. You know that?
According
Shit's
to
lame.
worldpopulationreview.com, 5 countries with the most who identify LGBTQ, 14% is the Netherlands.
Oh, okay. That goddamn. That's nearly double our numbers.
Well, it says here actually that 2024, United States is 10%, right? So, all right, Netherlands 14%, Brazil
We're still in the game.
13%, Germany 11%. They're super gay. UK 11%, Canada 11%, Chile 11%, United States 10%. So that's the top 7.
Are we top 5? We're not top 5? God damn.
Thank God.
Dude, we're not top 5 in anything anymore. What the fuck?
Well, I mean, this one might be a blessing.
No. Okay, all right. But okay, so those are just regular.
Why the
Oh,
fuck is
that
my
sounds
mic
rude.
not fucking muting? I'm pissed off. Yeah, that's whatever.
Then I guess I don't know. Because I was gonna say if the U.S. was the gayest country, like, and there was a large discrepancy, then I would have to say, then yeah, for sure, like media outlets and all that kind of stuff has to play a factor because there was like this huge movement and like you couldn't escape. It was like movies, shows, whatever, yada yada. Look, if you're gay, you're gay. Awesome, God bless you. But like it just felt like it was pushed for a while, and even now it's still kind of it's like everywhere. Every TV character is gay,
Yeah.
or you know what I mean. And it's just like, look, I'm fine for representation for the gay people. I don't care. I'm not gay. It doesn't bother me. But like, not everybody or everything has to be gay. It just doesn't have to be. And and I've talked to gay people about this. I'm talking about you, and
Yeah, I saw that one.
they also they say that it's kind of annoying for them too. Like it's not just like just a heterosexual male being like, oh, well, this is just unacceptable. It's like I've talked to homosexuals. They also say it's like it's kind of annoying. It's like it's being pushed too much. It almost feels like it's going too corporate and like it I don't know. It just doesn't feel authentic, I guess. But yeah, back to the argument. I think some people can be born gay, and if not, then definitely they can become gay themselves. And the reason why I say that is because my wife, she has a brother who's gay. Well, I guess to be fair, his older sister was gay, but from if my timeline is correct, he was gay before his older sister was gay. Not my wife, her older sister as well. And the dad wasn't gay, the mom wasn't gay. They didn't watch gay stuff. It was just normal, right? But he just knew from a young age, like he was just attracted to men or boys. Well, hopefully men now, but he was attracted to like he was attracted to penis. So, and yeah, I mean, he never had I don't think he's ever had a bi phase. It was just always gay. So, no one made him gay. No one put the gay in front of him, and he was like, well, maybe I should have looked towards this. It was just something that he just kind of always felt. And God bless him.
Right. Yeah.
So, what was the argument, and how did it end, or was it just kind of like, who cares? Move past it.
I guess it just kind of like started flowing into like different arguments. Like they agreed that they don't believe that you could be born gay. Outside factors would cause that. I was like, well, I don't really fucking believe that. Like, I think there's just some people are just born gay. You could tell from early age, you know. I said some unfortunate words that I'm not going to repeat on the pod. And I made like an example, and it was very funny, but I can't list it on the air. It's a very
God damn
disgusting
it.
thing to say. It's a very
I
sick
want to
thing.
hear it.
Here, let me mark it. I said that, yeah, sometimes you could just see
I
like,
want to
you
just
could just,
pause it because
no,
there's been a couple of times where you've marked it and you said, "Oh, we'll mark it," and it still ends up on the app.
this is a real word. I said that, yeah, you could just see like a 6-year-old or like a 7, 8-year-old and be like, yeah, the kid's a fucking like he's just holding his hand. He's fucking, yeah, guys, wow, I love this fucking Taylor Swift song. And then they all start
Right,
laughing. It was great.
right. But the thing is like you don't think that's because like say the mother played too much T Swift or yada yada yada. Like that could also be for their argument an external factor.
Yeah, look, it could be, but I mean, look, my mom played a bunch of fucking gay music growing up. I'm not sucking fucking cock on the
Yo,
side of the
honestly,
road.
that whole era was gay. Like okay, so okay, so she's big in the '80s music, right?
Yeah, it's a super fucking, you know, oh, Mark,
Oh,
the super
mark that.
era.
Oh yeah, well, because like even the
Some
fucking
of the
like
music's not
normal.
bad. Some gay fucking
No,
dudes
no,
get
it's not
down.
bad, but like the
And you,
dudes are
John?
dressing as women. They had fucking the same hairdos as women.
Yeah.
Fucking Rick James looks like a female straight up. Like, yeah, it was just like a whole thing. Disco, it's no point. Was disco '80s or was that '70s? '70s, right?
It's like late 70s, yeah.
All right, yeah, that passes. But yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know, cause my mother was kind of the same. She played like a bunch of. My mother played like a bunch of like girl music, I guess, because that's what she was. And you know, my parents were divorced, so I live with my mom, so I listened to a lot of what she listened to. But she was also high tea. She did listen to Nickelback. She fucking I forget what song, dog, but there was like this song that was on repeat. Rockstar was one. Help me out, dude. I
Not
know you're
like
a big
you to
fan.
say sorry.
That one was always
Living
on the
of a
radio.
different story. That fucking song rules, dude.
There's like one where it was like the
Hero?
day
And the
or hero.
hero. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was it.
That fucking song rules, dude. That was the perfect era. But your mom, I think she was born in what, in like the 70s?
Yes.
So she heard some 80s, right? She was 90s probably. And
Yeah.
but and you know what, this goes against their point of like, well, the father, as long as he's in their life, you know, all that shit. You predominantly grew up with your mom, like was raised throughout your whole life with
You can
your
even say
mom.
that more for CPEC.
Oh yeah, good, great point. Yeah, yeah, he
Because I
had no
definitely knew
father
my
in his
dad.
life.
Yeah, he had no pops. Um, I don't think he's gay. I guess he went the opposite way. He went like a, well,
All right.
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
I
definitely
don't
not
gotta
gay.
finish that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, nah, fucking, I don't know.
Ah.
So they were just saying like the big factor was like the father, like the mother has nothing to do with whether the boy is gay or straight. Well, or just the children.
Yeah, yeah. They're
That's
like,
interesting.
I don't. Well, they were saying I don't believe that someone can be born gay. There's always outside factors that cause the person to be gay. And
Yeah.
here's the
Okay.
thing. No one fucking knows. I don't know. They could be right. I could be wrong. I could be right. They could be wrong. Who knows? Because no one knows how fucking gay people are, like how they become about.
Did they bring
Uh,
nature into this?
yeah. Well, I mean, what do you mean?
Like, okay, like if you get two male dogs together, this doesn't always happen, but sometimes if one's feeling fucking horny, he'll fucking just hump the other dog, knowing that it's a male dog. He's just horny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so they brought that into it. They're like, well, what
Who's
fucking,
teaching the dog to be gay?
they're like, well, what animals are gay? And I'm like, there's animals that fuck their family members. Like, animals can't reason. That's not a fucking thing. What are you talking about? And so I was like, yeah, that argument goes out the window. Because there's
Animals are
animals that,
animals.
they're animals. So that's a stupid fucking thing to bring up. And then they're like, yeah, that's a good point. And I was like, yeah. But, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, dude, this is kind of off subject, but there's animals that like fucking they'll eat their own, like even
Right.
in their own litter, they'll eat their own. It's like, yeah, so looking towards animals, it's like they are irrational. They're just instinct.
It's a bad move.
Yeah. All right. So sorry. So what were you gonna say?
I mean, it never really came down to like a conclusion. It kind of just melded into another conversation about reproduction and like, well, what really is the meaning of life? So then I think
What is the meaning of life?
dude, it was fucking awesome. These
Couple
conversations,
fucking margs deep.
and they
That's
were
what
like,
y'all get
hey,
down to.
they're like, hey, can I be on your podcast? I'm like, I mean, yeah, we have guests lined up, but look, I'll send you the invite if you're ready. And they're like, we're ready, man. Come on. I was like, all right.
Yeah. Dude, let's do it. So they're listeners, huh?
They
Or
are,
they just
yeah,
heard?
they've seen the shorts, they're listeners. And I said, but do you guys listen to a full cast? And they're like, no. So they're fake listeners. So they'll never hear this.
Well, they might eventually be
Reproduction,
like,
the meaning of life, right? We got down and dirty with that. Because our other friend's brother was being like, hey, well, my whole life is the meaning of my life is not just to reproduce. Like, why does it have to be the meaning of my life? Just reproduction. Because I think the other two guys were being like, having children it's the kind of like what did they say? It was like kind of like not the last,
sole
but
purpose?
sole purpose would be the best way to put it. Yeah. They're saying like, what is more fulfilling than having children and having a meaningful life with you fulfilling your goals to make their life better, your children's life better. They're like, that is the meaning. Initially, that's what they were saying, and then the conversation went down another path. But yeah, initially that's what they were saying.
How do you feel about that? Like, because if that's not what we're here for, what else?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It's a good question. I think that the question that they had posed to our other friend was, yeah, like what else are we here for? And I'm like, well, before you had children, did you have goals? Did you have any sort of goals? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, well then, I mean, you still had meaning. So what the fuck? Like, what else? That's the answer to and they're like, well, my goals don't ever fulfill that. And I'm like, yeah, the goals never end. That's the meaning of life. You keep having goals to fulfill them. So then you keep going on until you're like,
Out of done.
you keep creating meaning for your life by having goals. That's essentially one way to look at it. Obviously, I think having kids is like a new chapter, and then you have much more meaning to your life. But no, I don't think you have to have kids to have meaning to your life. But it does lead a great path if you're determined to be a great parent, because then you're on the
Yeah.
straight and narrow.
It also just, I think it also depends, like, how big of a scale you want to look at it at, like, from, like, perspective wise. Like, if you just want to look at it from, like, okay, so what do I want to do with my life? Or what is the meaning of my life, then that's truly just up to you. No one's going to tell you this is how you should do it. Obviously, you shouldn't be doing bad things like murdering people and all that types of shit, but for the most part, no one's going to tell you how to live your life. And it's just, if you just look at it from that perspective, then it's like, yeah, maybe children isn't in your life. It's not in your view, and it doesn't define you or your purpose or the meaning of life for you. But if you look at it, if you zoom out a little bit from that perspective, then you look at it like maybe from, we'll just say like a community wise, like say you lived in a village, then reproduction really is important in order for the village to like live on. Or you can zoom out from there, for a species to continue, they have to continue to reproduce. But then if you zoom out even more, and like when it comes to like, we'll just look at the solar system for an example. It doesn't matter if you have kids or not, because at that point in time, your life is just so minuscule that whether there's humans on Earth or there's fucking birds, whatever the planets ran by, it doesn't matter. Like the solar system's going to continue to do what it's fucking doing, and then you keep zooming out, and eventually nothing really matters.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know why I went there,
Is
but
this the fucking demo to heaven experience right now? Holy fuck. We've gone into the solar system.
we've gone meta. I think this is a good way to end it.
I think my fucking microphone is broken. Yeah, let's end it here. This has been Demo to Heaven. Thank you for the good times.
Thank you for the good times.
You guys are the best. We love all of our listeners.
Except for the potheads. Fuck y'all.